Hey everyone, welcome back. So if you watched my video from last week where I was setting up August and everything, and if you watched it, you know that was a very long video. So I thought I would go through kind of how quickly my weeks come together once I have done kind of a monthly setup and taken care of a lot of things at the beginning of the month. So that's what we're going to do today. So if you have watched those videos, this will look familiar. I'll just move that out of the way. This is a spiral notebook that I use to do a lot of my pre-planning. I have not yet done my meal plan for this week, and I will probably save you all of that because it does take me a while of flipping through recipes and things like that. But if I look back at the last week, we've gone ahead. Today is Saturday, and I think we're actually going to end up doing leftovers for dinner tonight because I still have leftovers from Thursday. So tomorrow we're going to make a whole chicken. So I know that for sure Monday, potentially Tuesday, we'll still be eating chicken. So whatever I plan will use up the rest of that leftover chicken. Saturday is usually something my husband's responsible for, so usually we're grilling or smoking something if we're not doing leftovers. Friday is usually pizza, so that will leave me Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday this next week to plan. Breakfast has been protein shakes quite a bit. Do know this last week, if you saw my Instagram stories, I did make English muffins from scratch. Sourdough English muffins, and they were really good, and they actually weren't too hard once I figured out what exactly I was doing. So I will probably make those again this week because it didn't take too long as I was using the large burner. That was the issue that I ran into, is my husband was trying to make bacon, and so he was using the large. I don't know why we only have one. The stove just has like one large burner on it, which is really dumb. Anyway, neither here nor there. So once he was done with that and I was able to move over to the large burner, things went a lot faster. So I need to figure that out. Anyway, so that is that. For next week, I will show you also where I'm doing my goals as far as in my Planner Perfect Traveler's Notebook. But I do jot down notes here, goals that I want to do, things I want to do this next week to kind of further along these goals. So I have film a video, which kind of goes in here with this post one YouTube video a week. And then the contracts class will actually, I think, be my second final. So that will help me mark off this complete 2 brokers classes. And this is actually done, I discovered. I wasn't able to make a meeting, ironically, because I was taking one of my finals, and so everything got wrapped up with that. And do I have anything else I can check off on here? Not yet. A lot of these are kind of habit sort of things, so there won't be a lot of like necessarily checking off, hey, I'm done with this. All right, so, and then just as a reminder, this page here are to-do things that come up during the week, and then items I need to add to my grocery list. So it will look a lot like that. So this is this current week here. I still have a few things that I would like to do this week. We'll see if I actually get to them. This is what I'm doing right now. I still want to, this has been on my to-do list forever. It just keeps getting bumped. When I moved stuff around in the house, I cleaned a bunch of stuff out of our kitchen nook. Didn't all fit going back in, so I have a bunch of stuff just sitting in our dining room that I need to put away. And then the kitchen counters, cleaning that off will have a lot to do with spiralizing zucchini. I kid you not, they're like huge. Probably 12 to 14 inch long zucchinis. Ginormous. I don't know how we missed them. I mean, well, zucchini anyway is like not yet too late when you're looking at them. So it's pretty easy for them to kind of get out of control. Anyway, so this is just as things come up during the week. Same thing with the grocery list. So this is stuff on the grocery list for next week that I fill out kind of as I go throughout the week. so that is that part completed. And then let me kind of show you really quick what I decided to do with goals in this book here. So if you're familiar with Planner Perfect, in a normal month, you'll have a monthly calendar and then there are 4 blank pages. So what I have decided to do with these first 2 blank pages is to bring forward my goals for the month. So these, you actually saw in here. I actually also, most of the time, write them in my Moxie Life planner. So this is where they are here. But this way they're with me kind of at all times. And then in my monthly plan book, I am starting to add that week's goals on these first 4 goal pages. Now, I think there's 5 weeks-ish. I mean, this I can actually probably bump forward, so I still end up having 4. But rather than copying my monthly goals yet again, this way I can kind of break down what I need to do that week to kind of push these monthly goals forward. So I'm giving that a try this month. We'll see how that goes. Right now it seems to be going pretty well. Anyway, yeah. So I went ahead and filled these out already. I don't yet have something to move forward the financial goal. A lot of that right now has to do with our garden and food preservation. Anyway, so that is that. And then let's flip forward to this week. Okay, sorry about that. If you hear in the background, my husband's home and he's working out in the garage, and at some point we need to disconnect the old alarm system that dings every time you open a door. It's really annoying, especially when I'm trying to film a video, because it's like I can't just control him coming in and out. Anyway, neither here nor there, but let's take a look at this week. So I already set up washi for the entire month, if you watched my last video. The other thing that I did off camera is I went through and added the days of the week. I, on purpose, kind of did a messy ink and Tombow marker. It's 533, if you're curious, which is just the color that I'm using for this month. So the next step for my weekly planning is I take a look at my calendar, and usually look at a combination of 2 things. One, looking at what's going on that I have written down in here, but because this sometimes changes, I also pull things out of my Google Calendar, which I use Fantastical for. So I'm just going to take a look and make sure nothing has changed that I haven't updated in my planner. So Monday, pretty much standard at 1. I have Bible study unless I have something that conflicts. Tuesday I have nothing, which is good because that means I'm going to get 2 study sessions in. Wednesday, an accountability group meeting. And I can't spell. All right. There's also co-working that day. I generally don't write it in because it's something I jump in with if I have time. Wednesday, Productive Flourishing Academy has office hours. Thursday is my abbreviation for the Legislative Committee, which is usually the first week of the month. Usually that happens here, but I have 2 legislative meetings that usually happen on the first Thursday of the month. One got moved, the local one got moved to the 11th, the state one got moved to the 18th. So kind of splitting the difference, but I'm not going to complain because that actually gives me back almost my entire afternoon. And then have budget and executive committee meetings on Friday. And actually that's for the most part the same group of people. We just convene and adjourn specific meetings because they are technically separate. And then Saturday, the Daughters of the King meeting. And yep, Sunday church if I decide to go. So that is my week. Now, I know there are people out there who have a much heavier schedule. I'm mostly responsible for me. I work from home. So this for me is just kind of my overview of the high level stuff. If you want to take a look at my last video, if you haven't watched it already, I actually do a lot of my time blocking and stuff in my Hobonichi. This is more of a daily overview, mostly for personal stuff and kind of keeping myself on track for things around the house and personal things. So this is where I, write down my routines every single day, make sure I'm getting through all the stuff that I need to do to keep myself in the house on track. Work stuff goes in the other planner just because I've found over time that I don't like looking at work stuff when I'm not at work. So it works for me, pardon the pun. Some people like to have everything all in one place. The nature of my business and property management tends to be a little intense at times, so I like to be able to be completely away. And I say that, and I'm on call this month. So we already have, I mentioned today's Saturday, we already have a slab leak going on, and some other remediation teams that are working on another apartment. So it was a fun day yesterday about 4 o'clock. Everything just kind of broke loose. All right, so moving on from there, I've mentioned before, I actually fill out each day the day before. So since today is Saturday, as you can see, Sunday's not filled out. I actually won't fill Monday out until Saturday. I just noticed I wrote Saturday twice. Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay. So we'll just do that. That'll be good. I didn't do that this next week, did I? I did not. Okay. I guess I just really don't want to go back to work on Monday because I want 2 Saturdays, not a Saturday and Sunday. Yeah. Anyway, I am a recovering perfectionist. I would potentially in the past have whited that out. I've realized now, like, I'm going to look at this for 24 hours and then I'm going to be done with it. So it doesn't make sense for me to spend that much time on it. So really and truly, that's when I'm getting ready for the next week. That's pretty much all I'm doing. I mean, I do still need to sit down and do menu planning and kind of get a game plan, a loose game plan for what we're going to do for meals this week. So I know what to get at the grocery store tomorrow. But other than that, I'm just looking ahead for the major appointments that I know I need to plan around. Checking to see what my monthly goals are. So then I can set up my weekly goals. Honestly, a lot of these things, if you look at them, they're transferring forward. The only thing that's changing is which finals I'm trying to take or which classes I'm in the middle of. I'm in the process of getting passports renewed. I'm not renewing my husband's, but his is the one that's actually expired, and so I'm just kind of making sure I keep us on track because we're hoping to leave to go on vacation early next year out of the country. So I'm just making sure that's kind of set up. Other than that, a lot of these things are the same from week to week because most of my stuff is on autopilot or I'm trying to get it there. They're maintenance goals. I'm just wanting to remind myself to keep doing what I'm doing because it's working. So that is pretty much all I do when I set up the week. Write down my goals for the week, things I want to get done, look at kind of what my overall schedule is, so that way I can kind of plan these things in. I guess I'm not going to show you that book. That just went behind my desk. It's been a day. It really has. Anyway, so I think with that, I'm going to wrap it up. Hopefully this was interesting. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would appreciate a like. And if you enjoy this sort of content, I invite you to subscribe. Anyway, I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.